Hey, what's up, guys? This is Chris. This is Wheelhouse Trading, and welcome to the Wheelhouse. Thanks for coming back to the channel. If for your first time, you're in for a treat. We're going to do some technical analysis today on Palantir, Neo, Sofi, DraftKings, Shiba Inu, and that's it. I'm not going to get into any fundamental stuff. We're going to purely look at technicals and see if you should get in, where you should get in, if you should hold, if you should wait, whatever the situation is. I haven't gone through these charts. I'm just going to run it live, give you a fair assessment on where we're at with each position. And I do personally own all of these. So yeah, and I'm going to show you on Webull, and then I'm going to take you into my main charting program. If you don't have Webull, I'm going to be doing videos on how to set it up, set your news up, your financials, your widget, your global markets, your watch lists, different types of charting, different types of indicators. So I'm going to put the link down below, and you can click on it. You could actually get a couple free shares. They're giving away Shiba Inu as well, and then also stocks for signing up. And then if you deposit some money, you get a couple free more. So I'll put that down there for you. So let's go ahead and start with, we'll start at the top here. We'll start with Neo. Okay, all right. Let's see here. All right, so this is just a diagnostic. As I mentioned in my last couple of videos, I like to just take a quick overview before I get into my charting and look at patterns and momentum and candlesticks and supports and all that fun stuff. So let's take a look at what's going on here with Neo on just a bare bones aspect. The first thing that makes me a little nervous is we are below the 200 EMA. Okay, this shows the trend of the market. This it shows that it's going up. You could obviously tell it went up, and then when it goes sideways like this, it's basically consolidating. Okay, it's moving sideways. Remember, markets move in three directions. They move up, they move down, and then they go sideways. For trading, we do not like sideways. Okay. That's because when you buy it, even if you get it at the bottom of the, right when the first green candle's going, it's a momentum shift. Even if you hit it perfect and it lines with support and all your indicators show, when the markets are choppy and it's consolidating, you put your stop there. Even at a low risk, high reward, you can get whipsawed and just get stopped out, and that just gets annoying. So you really want to work with the trend. It's easier to hit that momentum with all your indicators on support. And ride it up and move your stop losses up for gains. And it's also the same if you want to go down. But working with the trend up or working the trend down is good. Going sideways, not good. Okay. So Neo was going up. It's been kind of trading sideways. It had a little bump here. You can see that in the price action. It kind of leveled off, and then it started to come down. Now, it's never really a good idea to be purchasing stocks that are below the 200. Above the 200 and below the 50, I guess that's okay if you're trying to buy the dip and you're doing it technically at a good level. But this is actually below the 200, the 50, the 30, and finding resistance at the 20. It is bouncing between the 20 and the 9. It's a little positive, but still not like bullish. However, as far as our indicators go, our indicators don't look so bad. Our RSI is kind of in the middle. It's not really going up. It's not really going down. If it was, it's going down a little bit, but nothing to really talk about or worry about. So RSI is okay. It's not strong. Our vortex is looking good. Okay, we have the blue line over the purple line. I really like that. Our stochastic has space in between them, and the blue line is over. So that is quite good actually. So we might be. Neo wants to head up. Like Neo really wants to head up. It's got great fundamentals. It's truly a great company. They're expanding. I really like their CEO a lot personally. I think he runs a good company and runs a tight ship. And I love how he just gives surprises, in those earnings. So I really like him. I do like this company. I think it's a good company. I just think that the price is going through, the stock price is going through some little bit of drama with the Chinese FUD, and it's not really the company's fault. It's not like they're you know, messing up over there. They're dealing with supply shortages, and they're doing a pretty darn good job, to be honest. I do follow this company, and I do read all the reports. So our stochastic is good, our vortex is good, our RSI is good. We have gone up above the 9. We hit the 20 and bounced. Not great. We're kind of level on our 200. A lot of indecision, right? We are in a descending triangle. Typically what happens here is this thing will kind of, here I'll just draw. I normally wouldn't do this on this chart. I would do it on a different one, but we'll just kind of show you. So you got something like that. Okay. It goes way out, which it's also a little bit of bad news that it's going to go so far out, because that tells me that this thing might not even really like make a move until April 21st, 2022. A lot of things can happen in the stocks. I wouldn't put too much on that statement, but it does tend to do this, where it goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, comes down, goes up, or down. Okay. But right now it's just kind of like I said, the 200 tells you what's going on. It's going sideways. It's kind of consolidating. You'll have, I can just tell you right now, NEO has green day, red day, green day, red day. I mean, you can just tell it goes red day, green day, red day, red, 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 green, red. I mean, it's choppy, right? Let's go take a look at NEO in my other chart here. You can see it's red, so we'll find it in the red area. Now, since my last video of showing you guys NEO, there is some updates and there is some positivity. I can obviously read charts very, very well, and I you know, there are some new developments here. So I'm just going to walk you through it. So NEO is crazy. It outperformed Tesla last year. It was what, like 1,300%. It was just sick. We rode all this. We made a ton of money, and you know, it went up, had a little dip, a little W, went up, peaked out, distribution phase. You can just see it. You can just see the distribution right here, and then it really started to distribute. If you were you know, a swing trader playing this game, you would have, let's say you bought here, okay, you would have had your stop loss right below it. You would have had low risk, a high reward. And then this obviously formed a base right here, okay? And you probably would have just waited it out or sold out, and then waited for the next spike of volume, which came in right here. And you would have just moved your stop up, and you just keep riding the game. Move your stop up, go here, move your stop up, go here, you just move your stop up. You just do that all the way through here, and then when this actually happened, you would have been stopped out right there. And then when this came down and it made a lower high, okay, this is a lower high, then you could have on that first red candle, you could have just gone short. Oh, that would have been a little sketchy right there, huh? Probably a lot of shorts actually were in here. I don't short in a bull run, and I don't short stocks that I like, and I like NEO. So yeah, it looks like, I mean, there's probably some covering here, and then it got some bullish momentum. You know, it got some bullish momentum right there. It started to outperform the NASDAQ, the overall index. The blue line came over. We crossed at the same time here, which is super bullish for me, and then the stochastic. So you got all three on the same day. That's like the perfect time to get in, and actually that is when I got in. I got in right over here. Hold on, I got in right over here on this candle. So I was about 4 days after it started going up. I have a reason why I did that. It's just a little safety measure for me, but I rode it all the way up. I trimmed, I didn't sell it all, and I think I've even bought more in here. I think I kind of bought more in here. I've trimmed. I've actually been trimming, but I've been waiting to buy more. I've been waiting to buy more. I have a couple thousand shares. I had more. I still have a couple thousand. And it's actually down a little bit. It's not crazy though, because I've bought a lot when it was really, really low. But it's getting, it's in the red now. So, all right. So the other day when I did a video, I said that, we're below the 50 through the 20. That's not good. These red ones, this ribbon is the 50 through the 20. That's bearish. I said we're below the 200. You don't want to really buy when you're below the 200. That's bearish. I explained to you that we are in a down channel. Okay, that's bearish. Now, just real quick, something I noticed is right here, it kind of created a base, and it really tried, and it did a pattern breakout. I remember that day. I got really excited. And then, lo and behold, it just fell. Now, it created this new base, and this is what I want to talk about. All this conversation has been leading up to this moment. So the other day when we looked at it, we were, I think, right here. Oh, no. We were right here, sorry. And I had said, look, I think this thing could come all the way down to $30.40 or so. And I wouldn't buy it until it found the support, bounced and validated, or we would turn the corner and get blue momentum candles. Well, the very next day we got blue momentum with a follow-up day and today. And on that day I had drawn this box. I had explained to you in that video, this box right here is a special area for NEO, okay? And the only way that I would repurchase more shares of NEO is if it created blue candles, made it through this first line, made it all the way through this box, through this resistance, which you might not be able to see because, let's see here, because the I noticed when I did a video you couldn't see these light lines that I have in here. So it has to get through the, create blue candles, has to get through this box, the area of confluence, has to get through this old resistance, and has to break out of the top of the base and end with a blue candle, and then we can buy. Okay, because now we're basically we've had a breakout. We've broken past a difficult area for the stock, and everything is kind of turning the corner. These will still be red. This will be purple. Not to contradict myself, I'm just saying that is when it's going to be a lower risk and a safer play. So what you would do is once you get that, you're going to be buying right up here. I think that the sweet spot is actually $36.52. So call it like $36.60. And what you're looking for is you're looking for a big volume day, okay, like this. You're looking for a volume candlestick like that on the day that it breaks out and for it to close above. Okay, you get that, we're pretty much at the beginning of a trend reversal. So all this drama right here, oh, stomach wrenching, oh, I got beat up by the Hulk and Thor, oh, and my wife, oh, okay, it's bad, okay, it's bad. But you come up here and you get that big candle with volume, you get through all this, you're basically, what I can tell you is you're on your way to a trend reversal. Now you buy right there at 30.60, call it. You set your stop right here for low risk to protect your capital, and you're on your way up. You got another resistance here that you're going to find at 38.74. Okay, and once you get through that, you're going to be looking for a previous swing high breakout at $39.72. Guys, once you get through this, you buy, you make it through this resistance, and you're at this mini swing high reversal. This thing's probably going all the way back up to probably make its way to $54.77. I always like to calculate in an overreaction. So like for instance, if I know that it's going to come down, or if I think it's going to come down to $30.42, I might even put a limit order a little bit below it, because I know how dramatic the market and the overreactions can be. If the market had a nickname and was a wrestler, we would call the market El Dramatico. Okay, you'd have that like mask and the whole deal, right? So look, this is good news, guys. This is good news for NEO. I love seeing this big blue candle. We have a follow-up day. We have a third follow-up day. We have it starting to outperform the NASDAQ, which makes sense because the NASDAQ's been down. Our vortex is crossing. Our stochastic is crossing. This is all very bullish. We broke out of a pattern. We came through a resistance. We're in the area of confluence. However, let me show you something. Look at this. So we came right to the line yesterday on the fight. We came right to the line today on the fight. We broke the line on the, I guess that would have been what, Friday? And so, or no, today's Monday, so that would have been Friday and Thursday. So what happens is the buyers came in. This is momentum, okay? I can teach you guys about every candlestick in the book, but really, you know, all you need to know is the length of the candle and the color of the candle is momentum. If it's we'll call this green. I have it blue on my screen. But if it goes way up, that's a lot of buyers' momentum. If it wicked up higher and then the sellers pushed it down, that's just the sellers fighting the buyers, but the buyers won. You get a follow-up day inside of the box, by the way, inside the box and to the top. So I drew this, and look how perfect that is. They started in the box, they wicked up to the top of the box. Obviously, this is a battleground. Okay, this is a battleground right here. I'm going to tell you what the numbers are. So $34.88, and $34.88 to $36.52. It's a battleground. Okay, you got you know, like Vikings and fighting the English in there, basically. Some good news. If you watched my last video, you will know that I identify bases that have tight consolidated patterns. This is good. Now, we don't want to buy in the box of consolidation. We don't want to do that. But what we want to do is we want to look at these candles. Now, what do you see? I see there was a big fight here. Look, it wicked way up here, it wicked way down here, it ended up in the middle. That's right on the pattern break. The next day, same thing, total doji. I mean, this is like absolute indecision. I mean, we've got a major fight from the sellers pushing down, a major fight from the buyers pushing up. Next day, we get over into the box. It's pretty much even. Sellers push down, buyers push up. We got a doji. I mean, they're still fighting it out. The bulls are fighting the bears. On this day, finally, the bulls got a little in there, and then, you know, the bears, they went back to their camp and they came up with some devious plan to like destroy us. And I think it has something to do with Evergrande and Congress and you know, all this stuff going on in the news. And this happened, bing, bing, bing. Okay, well, those guys went on break for another few days. They don't come back till Wednesday, so there hasn't been much news. Well, guess what? If China's not putting out FUD and the U.S. Congress isn't being children on television, we get to catch a little bit of a break in the market. So guess what's going to happen? People are going to come into NEO. Boom. It did come up to the line. Then the second one up to the line, third one up to the line. So I see that as very bullish. Okay, I see that as a beginning of a trend reversal. Look at, I don't know if you can see this. Okay, see this red cloud? Okay, this is the 5 EMA over here, and this is the 9 EMA. And it's been red, it went blue, it's been red, and look, it just turned to blue right here. So that's very good. So we're gonna count it. Okay, we're gonna count this as 1. Okay, we got some volume, we'll give it a 2. We're outperforming the index, we'll give it a 3. The vortex is crossed, that's a 4. We got a stochastic. We know the fundamentals are good, so let's give it a 6 and a 7 for sales and earnings. Okay, we're not above our ribbon and we're not above our 200. So we have 7 out of 9. So I'm going to ask you guys to wait just a little bit till we get through this box of confluence and kind of validate that we are working out of this base and onto a trend reversal. That's honest TA, guys. I mean, straight up. I know a lot about this. I'm very good at this. Yeah, That's what you want to do. What you don't want to do is you don't want to be like, you know, buying in here and get whipsawed for 3 months. You want to make sure that you get through this box. Trust me on that, okay? That box is important for this particular stock right now. All right, let's move on to the next one and see what we got. So let's take a look at Sofi. Now I bought, just full disclosure, I picked up Sofi last Thursday. The reason I did it was because we were through all of this, okay? We were through, it's kind of out of order, but we were through the 30, the 20, the 50. We just crossed the 200 and we just crossed the 9. We were right above the 9, like right there. And I bought it. I put that in the other video. I'm glad I did. And I put my stop at the 10 EMA, and I think it came within like 4 or 5 pennies from getting stopped out. So I was glad it didn't get stopped out. But I was explaining in that video, and you guys should go watch it, that you know, you're gonna lose the most money when you first take a trade. Okay, so when I took this trade, it had like $1 that it could go down. I could lose $1. Which I bought 1,000 shares, so it would have been $1,000. But I had noticed that each time that it did it, it went up about $3. So that's a 3 to 1. Okay, everything in the stock market is about risk and probability. If you could lower or mitigate your risk and control your risk with a high probability of a gain, meaning coming off of support, looking at momentum, watching your indicators, backing up with fundamentals, that's going to be really good. Okay. So I took the trade, and I'm still in it, and today was just a great day on that one. Look, 13.45%. All right, so what do we see on Sofi? Let's go do a little health check. All right. And by the way, I really like Sofi. I really like fintech. I do think they're going to get their bank charter, and I'm bullish on this. I'm bullish on Sofi, like straight up. Like if I can buy, like, you know, 3, 4, 5,000 more shares of it, I will. I want to see what I'm looking for exactly, okay? So I'm just nibbling, okay? Little nibs, okay? So we're in an uptrend over here. It kind of went sideways. I mean, this is just like kind of consolidating and downward, kind of went up. Distribution phase through the 9, the 20, the 30, the 50, and through the 200. Resistance on the 200, back under. Resistance on the 200. Back under, not good, guys. All the way through, resistance on the 200, not good. And this time it broke through, and I hit that one for a little swing too, but I got out here at the 9 and just took my money and then re-entered here. So this is a good re-entry point, okay? Your RSI is heading up, that's good. This blue line is over. As long as it's over, then that's good. Your stochastic is just now crossing, and it's crossing in the middle, and that's because everything's been going sideways. Now, you guys really, really need to go and watch the video called the #1 tip for trading crypto and stocks. If you go watch that video, you're really gonna understand why it's important to locate stocks that have all these indicators when all the EMAs are bunching up. And I can basically show you that in another chart. We'll get to that. Here, let me see if I can just find you one really quick. Let's see if we can just find you something. Okay, what is this? This is Kathy Woods. This is ARC F, okay? And what I was talking about was this. If you were able to identify when you're coming up through the 9, the 20, the 30, the 50, and you get right here, and see they're all bunched up right there. If you know how to take the trade right there, okay, you know how to take the trade, and you're like, okay, I don't want to trade a lot, Chris. I want a good technical entry, and I want to let it ride. Okay, great. I'm going to tell you what to do here. You're gonna come over here. You're going to take off your 9, you're going to take off your 20, you're going to take off your 30, and you're going to leave the 50 on there. And right here you bought it, okay? And this blue line is the price. This light blue line is the 50 EMA, and this purple is the 200. So you bought it here because they all bunched up, and you just rode this sucker. You just got paid. It came down. Look, it almost touched. But see, you're moving your stops up like once a week on, you know, Fridays, whatever you're doing. Maybe you do it daily. You know, it depends on you. But look, it came all the way to the 50 and bounced. Almost to the 50, almost to the 50, and it just kept rolling. Almost to the 50, almost to the 50, down, and then almost to the 50, up, and then boom, you sold. So you went from March 3rd, 2021 So you went 13 months without selling, and you went from 23 bucks to 52 bucks, guys. I mean, that's well over 100% profit, and you didn't even have to trade. You just understood that simple concept of how to enter above the 200 because you're working with the trend. Okay, now let me go ahead and put these back on my chart here, and let's go back to our Sofi real quick. Now, oops, I made a little thing here. There we go, so I can keep it organized. All right. So I took the trade. I did it because everything was bunched up, and we got above the 200, and it was kind of game on. So let's go look at them in another chart. Now, Sofi, you were green today, so we'll go pick you up over here. Okay, I really, 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 really like what I'm seeing on Sofi. Okay, well, I got some good news for you on Sofi. Jesus, look at this freaking volume, dude. I mean, we're gonna get to that at the end of my little story because I'm gonna walk you through the chart. But this is the kind of volume, guys, that I keep talking about in all the discords and all the groups when I say don't buy till you're over this, and make sure there's the volume with a green body candle close. Follow my direction, guys. I'm really good at this stuff. Okay, this is the candle we are looking for. These big candles. Okay, this is institutional buying. Okay, this is not just retail. This is some serious accumulation. Okay, we're gonna get to it. So Sofi, I'm like digging so far. So let's take a peek at what happened with Sofi. All right, Sofi went hamskis. Okay, just dabbled do you like I knew you. Okay, just shot up like a freaking rocket. Okay, looking good. Even if you were a swing trader, you're still in this thing, but it took it to the line, it looks like, all the way back up. Now, I didn't actually get into Sofi this early, personally. I didn't even know about Sofi until Stock Mo was like talking about Sofi, like, I don't know, 7 months ago. And that's when I kind of got on my radar. So I got to give this little find to him. But then I started researching, and I started looking at it, and I'm really into fintech. And crypto, and I don't really believe in the banks as, be careful what I say. I don't think that the banks are as valuable for customers to walk into and to utilize and to pay for all their services as I think having crypto wallets and digital, you know, I just like fintech, let's put it that way. So, okay, so Sofi ran, this is before my time, went through some drama, a lot of patterns in here, but there's also a lot of, you know, there's a lot of support in here. I mean, there's a lot of support going on in this area, okay? It went red on the ribbons. If you were swinging it, this would have been something I would have, if I would have had this on my watch list, I would have definitely caught that move and got out right there. I could have got caught up in some BS right here, though, as a swing trader. But I would have caught it again right here, because if you guys go back and watch my videos, I see the momentum come down, and I see that candle. Although that's a sketchy candle because it wicked way up and then the sellers pushed it down. But regardless, the buyers were like, we're in, dude. And you could tell that because the RSI came way over. Look at that spike. I mean, it's just right through. We're just cut right through the NASDAQ, outperforming. You got the cross here on the same day. And okay, so you got the triple cross. So I actually would have taken that trade. All right, so I would have made money. And actually, wait a minute. Oh, this is the trade. Oh, I did take this trade. I apologize. So this is when I got into SoFi, or maybe it was here. Anyways, I didn't get into SoFi too long ago. I've only swung it 3 times, I think. This might be my 3rd. So I think I got in here and got out there and just waited this whole way out. And I think I caught this little move. And then on this day, I just pulled the trigger. I think I had a stop in here somewhere, and it just cut me out. I don't think I got that one. And then this is when I really been riding SoFi. Yeah, so this is actually my 5th time in now. So right here, I got this one really good. And we had that little indecision doji and a second one. And we were below everything, and there was just too many indicators. This was coming down. Yeah, I remember this. This was coming down. This was coming down. This was crossing, and I got out. I was like, this is gonna get bad. And I was so excited. I remember being excited because we broke out of the pattern. We broke out of this descending triangle, and I remember being really excited about that. I don't remember what happened to cause this, but I remember I was in this sucker, and I was thinking it was going to 27, and I was pretty excited. We had a breakout. We had a pattern breakout. We were having a trend reversal. I mean, it was looking freaking bullish. I mean, look, our clouds moved to blue. Our indicators, it was on, you know, gravy like SpaghettiOs. All right. So we caught it. I got out, got a little lucky right there. It formed a base, but this is a choppy base. Remember how I said you want to have the little movements, a little up, little down, little up, little down, and it creates like a squeeze play, and then builds pressure, and then boom. This one's a little choppy, okay? So I keep an eye on stuff like that for us, okay? I do see the little candle. I see the little candle, which lets me know we're gonna have a reversal, okay? So I'm on like alert, you know. So what I did, and this is, I'm going to teach you guys how to do this. This right here was a previous swing where I had this line. So when I saw this, what I did was I created an alert, and I did that in Webull because it comes right on my cell phone. So I created an alert right below, and I have them going off all the time, so I can't watch every stock, even though I watch about 1,000 stocks. And I spend a lot of time doing these alerts. This is how I always know so much stuff. And by the way, I hope you guys watched my 7 stocks that nobody's talking about but Wall Street. And I hope you have some trust and credibility in me now, because all 7 of those went up. You're probably up a significant amount of money if you got in those. One of them's up 30 bucks. Several are up like 13%, 9%. I mean, there's all 7 of them, guys. So I know what I'm talking about. You should subscribe, hit the like, hit the bell. We're not going to hit everyone, but we're going to hit most of them, and that's high probability, and I'm going to show you low reward, and in the end of the day, and your annual profit and loss is going to be up, okay? But we got to follow a system, and it's a system that I've worked on for many years, and again, I was taught by 3 of the most profitable traders in the world. I have all their systems, all their processes, put them all together as a hybrid, added some little dabble-do-yas of my own, and it's working, okay? And you know, we got a lot of green on those red days, okay? So make sure you like and subscribe. So anyways, so we had this previous swing right here, okay? And I was looking, when this came down, I was looking right here for this to come up, and it did. And that's why I was excited, because when you're really, really good at charting, when you're really good at it, like I was explaining in the last video, maybe it was the video before, you want to catch the trend reversal as early as possible before it goes up for like 9 months, and you know, and then rotates out. So when I saw this, let me explain how I know this. I didn't explain this to you. Okay, so this is how Wall Street knows this. This is how I know this. All right. So when you have you know, the bearish ribbons, you're in a descending triangle. You got the 5 to the 9 cloud is negative. You're trying to catch these swings, but it's dangerous because you're under all this action. Okay, volume is okay, but when you're under the 200, which is over here, okay, and it's SoFi hasn't been around that long, but you're under the 200, you're under this, you're all red, and you have a huge sequence of purple. Okay, this is how Wall Street. I'm gonna drop some knowledge on you. Okay, if you want to get in at the very, very, very beginning of a trend reversal and ride it all the way up before it bunches up between the 20, 30, 50, and 9, 200 EMA, before that, if you want to be even more savage, you want to hit the bottom of an entire move, this is how you do it. So everything is bearish on this chart, okay? All red, your clouds are red, it's been distributed. I mean, people are bag holding except Wall Street. And hopefully this group, because I'm going to teach you how to stay away from this kind of shit, this stuff, sorry. So what you do is when you see a huge sequence of red candles, okay, and then you get your first momentum, you get your first little pattern of a swing high, you're going to make your line right there, okay? Then when it comes down, you get out as a swing trader, and when you see this candle and you got volume and you get all your crosses, you come in, and if it breaks right there, that is your first sign of a trend reversal. And when it goes even further and breaks the pattern, big time, okay? Now, what we wanted to do was come down and break this, and we didn't do it because we created this choppy base, but then the volume came in, and it came in nasty, okay? So that volume was just really good right there. Look at that, boom. All right, so we got our cross on our blue, we had our indecision, we had our volume, and we got our push. Boom, 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 boom. And I definitely took that one. I made a lot of money on that move, actually, because I went hard. I bought a lot of shares. I hit it. What I did was I set an alert right below, and I set my buy right above it. So I got alerted, and then I started watching, and then I had my brokerage open, and as soon as it went over and I saw the volume go over the previous day, it was just as long as it was over this day, I bought, and then I caught the rest of the volume and then stayed in the trade, okay, all the way through. I saw this thing, and this started to curve, okay, and when this started to curve, this started to curve, this started to curve, and this started to curve, and I pulled out, and I literally almost hit that one at the very, very top. I'm talking 20 cents max. I didn't catch this one at the bottom, but I got in, and I definitely made money, and I was in and out fast. Skipped all this. We got a tight base. I like those tight bases like this. Indecision, a battlefield indecision, a little push, boom, and then volume. Bing. Sofi, you have my blessing, young Padawans, to buy Sofi right now, okay? You have a trend reversal, you have a higher high, you have a tight base. I want to teach you something. I think I'm teaching you guys too much because I'm getting hit up left and right for all kinds of little secret stuff. But if you just watch all my videos, I give you guys like insane little secrets in every single video to make you a better trader and investor. Okay, so we have got to get past this line of $18.03, which today we did. We wicked up to $18.51, but we ended the day at, hold on, is that correct, 18.23? Okay, we ended at 18.39. Oh, over here, sorry. Okay, so we wanted to be, oh, we already got, oh, okay. Oh, okay, this is even better than I thought. Okay, so we got all that negative, we created a high, we got our first trend reversal, we got our pattern, we created a higher high, we came down at a base, and we just created a higher high today. Guys, not financial advice. Put Sofi in your wheelhouse, okay? Straight up, because this thing is gonna, okay, now what I want you to do on Sofi is I don't want you guys to lose any money, okay? Oh my God, look at this. The ribbons change blue. We got blue cheese on a filet mignon over here, okay? We got blue ribbons. I love it. And you got your first higher high. So higher high, higher high, higher high, higher high. This is gonna go good. This is gonna be very good for you guys. Guys, get Sofi in your wheelhouse. This one's hot, okay? I'm glad I got it last Thursday, but look, you're just a couple days behind. And if you have it, you could buy more. Right now is a good time to buy more, actually. All right, let's just look at a resistance. Let's get you guys excited. We don't even have resistance, guys. I mean, there's nothing holding us back from $21.04. And we're at 18 what? 1839? Snap that up. Get that. Okay, let's move on to the next one. Put that in your wheelhouse. Now, so what did we look at? We looked at Neo. Neo's dangerous. It could consolidate for a while. Don't trip on that right now. You don't want that right now. Let's look at Shiba. I know everybody's into Shiba. I got Shiba at 0.5 zeros and a 7. I don't know where it's at now. It's up there by 30. 4 zeros and a 2.9. 2967. King George 6 Foxtrot Delta. All right, so what can I tell you? I mean, this thing is like you're above everything, and you're like freaking guitar strings. I mean, you're just like this is looking good, guys. It's good that it cooled off. This is good. This was getting a little hot on the RSI. It cooled off. It's kind of hovering on the line. That's chill. That's okay. You know, I'm just look at my stop. My stop is at 0.00 because it's not even a penny. That's crazy. I'm gonna run some technicals on some short time frames for you. I have not actually put any time into this chart because there is really no technicals on it. I don't really buy IPOs right when they come out. I let them kind of figure out the charts because I trade off the charts. I'll give you an example. Robinhood. Robinhood spiked. It went way up, and then it came way down. But everybody was asking me. They were like, Chris, should I buy Robinhood? And you know, at first I didn't have a lot of information on the charts, but then after a little while, there was enough information where I said, you know what, you're going to want this thing at like 40, and it was like at 49, and they're like, what, I gotta wait that far? And I was like, just 40, maybe even a little lower. And yeah, so I think it came way down. I think it came into the high 30s or mid 30s. So I didn't get too involved in that. I had a little bit, but I don't have it anymore. So what am I looking at? Shiba. All right. So Shiba, we got our RSI is up. It's a little hot, but it's not crazy. This is like crazy hot. We're this 50. So like professional traders, they will really pay attention to the 50 and the price action, okay? And this will be called something like, they'll say it's overextended, okay? That basically from here to here should only be like a certain amount away by a percentage. And this, you know, without really pulling up too much information, this looks pretty overextended at the moment. But hella bullish, okay? Like that's a bullish chart. Like I might have to send over 20 racks on that right now. That's looking cool. But let's go look at Shibs, little Shibskis. All right. So all right. It's hard to find anything wrong with the way this one's looking. Oh, goodness. Okay. What can we tell you about it on the daily? So we can show you that it, this is good that it's come down a little bit. God, look how long that thing is just outperforming. Oh, we should be changing this to Bitcoin. Hold on. Let's go. What is that called? Oh, no, it's down here. Let's change that to crypto and off the SPY. All right, and Bitcoin will act as the index for this particular. Oh, it's not showing up. That's so weird. I better change that back so I don't get confused later. That's weird. Okay. Sorry guys, let me just fix that real quick. I was on the SPY. Let's leave it on the SPY for now. Keep an eye on that. Okay. What can I tell you? All right, so look, your stochastic is high, okay, and you're braiding. Now, you're not getting a gap between the pink and the blue, so that's just basically saying to me that you're consolidating, you're not really moving a lot in the last few days. And This is interesting. You usually don't see it look like that. That's crazy. I like it though. This is good. Okay, you're still bullish. You're bullish. I mean, you're bullish. Okay, until this blue line comes down and this purple one goes up, then we got to worry. But right now, this thing is screaming. Now with cryptos, I mean, you're not always going to be on the daily, so we're going to back this one up. Okay, we're going to start looking a little bit closer, get out our telescope, and take a peek. But I do want to explain something. This purple line and this cloud and this green line this is a 9 EMA, this is a 5 EMA, and this is a cloud. And what this is telling me, because the bottom of these candles are above the 5, which is just insane. Okay, like being over here would be acceptable, but this thing is just like, nope. Yeah, this thing is lit. Okay, this thing is lit. All right, let's go look at a 6 hour. Oh wait, I just saw something. I just saw something, guys. See, this is why we need a few days with some charts so we can actually get some information. All right, so what is that number? That number is 40, so call it 0.2937. Write that down. That's going to be an important number here. 0.2937, and where are we at now? Oh God, we are right there. That's what we're looking to break. Now, I want to explain something to you. There's a lot of profit taking going on. This wick right here, see this wick? This is some like paper handing dudes. Okay, this is people coming in and buying, and then these are people like paper handing. Okay, that's what that is. That's what that is. This is a support. I had already drawn that in, I guess. I told you I'm in this one, so I'm kind of waiting for some charts to develop. I'm not trying to sell this either. I'm trying to put more in. I mean, this is literally a YOLO. You know what I mean? I'm just gonna actually get down. Well, since we're in here, I keep track of some target levels here for us. All right, so let's go down to a 6 hour. Let's back it down. Okay, so on a 6 hour, we actually have, there's your base, and actually you broke the base. You were definitely bullish, even with these down days. You're down whatever. You're still bullish, and you're still bullish, and you're just, yeah. Volume is on the 6 hour. This is strong. So on the daily, you're strong. On the 6 hour, strong. If we're strong all the way down to the 1 hour, if we get from the 1 hour, 2 hour, 3 hour, 4 hour, 6 hour, and daily, and I'm seeing the same thing on every time frame, you might as well get some more money in there. All right, daily we're good. 6 hour we're good. Let's go look at a 4 hour. Now, 4 hour looks good, although, oh, coming down a little bit, but we can't really worry about that because this is the SPY and this is crypto, so don't even worry about that. So disregard that. We're bullish here. We're bullish here, but we're turning. Okay, it's not that big of a deal. We definitely have blue cheese on the ribeye. Although you shouldn't put blue cheese on a ribeye, you should put it on a filet mignon. Okay, if you didn't know that, I'm sure you do. Low volume, indecision, small candle, tight base, breakout, pretty quick to a little candle. That's interesting to me. That's telling me this thing might retrace a little bit. This thing might retrace a little bit, and then kind of come up back through resistance. Okay, nothing to worry about though. Everything is overall super bullish. Okay. All right, dude, you guys are looking good right now. Okay, bullish. I don't know about that stochastic. Toying with my emotions here. All right. All right, we got a couple connections. A couple little connections here. And that's going to be your your 32 level. All right, so let's see, what are we looking at? Let's back up here. So we got this whole zone. Okay, you got this big base. Okay, you got a big base. You got a lot of momentum. You got a fight with the big wicks. You got momentum down, paper handers. Okay, and you got bullish momentum, profit takers on the wick again and again and again. A little tight base, which is actually showing that people that are in, all the paper handers have kind of got out, and it's kind of just like, you know, running its little course, which is actually really good. If you look right here, if you want to get a little tight snapshot of that, what that looks like, it kind of looks like this. It kind of looks like that. So that little tight area, that's building pressure, okay? That's squeezing for something. Now we can see the chart, so we know what it's squeezing for, and it's squeezing for momentum. All right. Now we had a fight. Buyers came in, sellers came in. It was like a fight, and that was over 30 cents. And then, you know, some people are coming in kind of selling, but I don't want you to worry because the wick on this purple one doesn't even cross the 9. So don't even trip. You're above everything. So I'm going to give you the daily, the 6 hour, the 4 hour, and the 3 hour confirmation that you could still get money in this sucker. All right, the 2 hour. Okay, the plot is thickening a little bit. Okay. Your RSI is coming down. Okay, your vortex is coming down. Your blue is under the pink. It's happening at the same time. It's the reverse of good. Okay. Now remember, we're on the 2 hour. So really you should be looking at like the daily. However, you kind of got to back it down because it is crypto, and when trading crypto, you want to be like, guys, later I'll show you like literally savage trading on the minute chart. I'll show you how to like literally when all those guys talk about how do you get it down to a fraction of a penny, like it's because I'm like on the minute charts. Okay, on the 2 hour, we're gonna call it a blank. Okay, so you got the daily, the 6, the 4, the 3, and the 2 is a wash. Okay, we're not throwing a red flag at it. We're just it's a tie. Okay, on the 1 hour, the 1 hour is not good, guys. Okay, so this last hour looks like a shit show. All right, we came below. This is swinging like deep. It's like I'm out. This is dropping. Volume is horrible. We're curving on our 9 to 5. We're wicking down into our ribbons. Okay, so usually what happens on the small time frames gives you an indication of the next one. So if you look at the 1 hour, you're like, oh, that's not good. And then you look at the 2 hour, it gets better, 3 hour better, 4 hour better, 6 hour better, daily even better. So because this is looking bad early in the 1 hour, I actually want to go take a look at the 30 minute, if you don't mind. I'm sure this video is long, but I get in depth with my charts, and that's why I'm so successful at this, guys, because I literally, it's like a, you know, another language for me. Okay. All right. So, I mean, it's just kind of like not doing great on the small time frames. But then I just realized something. We're not even talking about a fraction of a penny. So who cares, right? Whatever. This is fine. What I do like, and I want to give you some positivity, is this candle is bigger than the one before. Usually they go small, bigger, 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 a little smaller, a little smaller, a little smaller, all the way into this. This one actually went bam, 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 small, bigger, bigger. So it's doing like, it's adjusting. The chart is still developing. So it's so cheap, guys. Just put your money in it, you know? Try to have a stop. Let me tell you where you'd probably want to have a stop. I mean, my stop is at like 4 O's and a 1.5. So it's like way down there, but I bought it super cheap. But let's say you just bought this thing. I mean, you could essentially put it at 0.0002768, or you could even put it a little bit below there, or you could just let it ride, you know. Let's go look at another chart. So Neo, not quite ready for a buy, but making progress. SoFi is like screaming a buy. Get your money in there. Shiba, you could get some money in there, but you should probably put a stop on it. And let's go look at the next one for you, okay? DraftKings. Full disclosure, I've been swing trading DraftKings for like 2 years. It's one of my like big money makers. When you're a trader, you're gonna have a bunch of small losses, and you're gonna have some that are just like monsters. And DraftKings has turned out to be a monster for me. I've been able to swing trade that thing super good. Something I see that I never see in charts very often, or I should say it like this: something I don't see very often in charts, not never, because it's just rare, is this. The fact that this thing is braiding like that is crazy. And that's just nuts. That just tells me that it's like that Neo. It's up a day, down a day, up a day, down a day. That's what's going on there, okay? I do like that the RSI is low. It had a double bottom on the low point of the RSI. That's kind of cool. It is also following here, so it does want to head up. This has been down for a while, guys. What are we looking at? DraftKings. This has been down for a while. But I don't know if you could see that, but the blue just is trying to cross the pink. Now, it doesn't really matter until there's a gap and you can see the black in between them, okay? You actually really want to see the black. You're below everything. I'm not going to lie to you. You're below everything. You're below the 9. You're below the 200. You're below the 20, the 30, the 50. And look how out of order all that stuff is. This is like craziness. All right. Volume. It's okay. It's holding its own. Basically, this right here, I'm just going to tell you straight up, this is like not ready for a decision quite yet. But let's go look at DraftKings on another chart. Again, I've been in DraftKings in and out forever. I probably have a chart built. I can almost guarantee you that. Oh, yeah. Okay. So, this right here is your overall trend, okay? This is the macro trend. I told you I've been in this for a long time. Made a lot of money with DraftKings. Another one I made a lot of money with swing trading has been Peloton over the years. It's got these big swings. If that Peloton comes down to 80 bucks, just grab it every time as much as you can. Take it to 120, sell it at 119, wait for it to come back down to 80, 85, buy it again, do 119. Like, that's just the deal. It's awesome. All right, so DraftKings. Let's go through this. Big blue, little red. Okay, big blue ribbon. Another red. Big blue ribbon. Big red. Okay. All right. So this is like a little volatile. Okay. This one moves. It shakes. It's I'll tell you some things about DraftKings. First of all, phenomenal company. Massive growth. Massive expansion. I'm a poker player. I told you guys I just got back from the World Series of Poker. Before that, I was at the Summer Classic, which I cashed in, and then I was in the World Poker Tour, which I also cashed in, but I did not cash in the World Series of Poker. I made it to day 3. Day 3 was last week, and it was, I think, Monday, and I had lost a shitload of money in the market, and I was rattled, and I was at the table, and I like literally was on tilt, and I just... talk about that later. Anyway, so we're in an overall trend. Okay, we had big blue ribbons. I had this major descending triangle. But notice how right here when it came down, because all these shorts, all these people shorting is what happened. Look at this. Boom, it landed right on the macro and right on the descending. Can't make this stuff up, man. Technical analysis is east. All right, it came up. I rode this one. I caught this real good right here. I caught this. And I got out. And I caught this. And I got out. And I caught this. Got out. Caught this. I've been riding all these. And I'm just, you know, waiting. So that's what I'm doing, is I'm just waiting. Now, this is the macro, okay? I keep saying that, but the reason I keep saying it is because we fell below it right in the last few days, and I don't like that. We're also red on our ribbons. We're red on our cloud here. We have an area of confluence which we're in, so this thing could shake out or this thing could break out. If it breaks out, we need to be above $50.49. So you would set your alert right below there. If you want DraftKings, set your alert at like $15.30 and put something in there like approaching breakout. Okay. If it comes in with volume, and I mean volume, guys, like this one. Okay. Like something like that. If it comes in with volume like this one or this one, right when it goes above, that's when you want to enter. You want to put your stop right below it. And then you're looking for that trend reversal, which would be really hard to identify on the daily on this particular chart using Hike and Ashi. But I mean, there's a few places you could actually run that. You could run it like right here. So if it crossed through here, you're at like a trend reversal, and if it crossed through this area, you're at a swing high, definite trend reversal. So it's just not ready yet. It's just not ready, DraftKings. I'm hella bullish on DraftKings. I love DraftKings. I think they're a super cool company. They tend to do really well. In fact, I think last year they doubled during the NFL season. So, I mean, this is the time of year when DraftKings usually does well. Like, usually it's November through like February is like game time for, no pun intended, for DraftKings. So DraftKings, look, you're just gonna wait. You're just gonna wait. You don't want to get caught up in this crap right here. You want to set an alert. If it goes off on your phone, it's like approach buy point. And you're going to buy it over here, and you're going to set a stop here, and you're just going to let it run. And if it comes down and it's a little higher than where you bought it, and it goes here, you'll just move your stop. It goes up, it comes down, goes up, you'll move your stop, and you'll just run it. Okay, that's how you're going to run DraftKings. Let me know in the comments if you need help with this. I'll tell you exactly where to put an alert, exactly where to buy, what to look for, and where to set your stop loss, okay? So, and don't be shy, just ask me, and put anything you want in the comments. Make it nice though, and you know, if you want me to do a chart for you or something like that, I'd be more than happy to. All right, so we did DraftKings, we did Neo, we did Sofi, we did Sheep. So our last one's Palantir. Palantir is actually one of my big money makers too. I am in Palantir. Not a huge amount because I just sold not long ago. I caught the swing perfect on Palantir. I mean, I crushed that trade. But I just re-entered, and the reason that I re-entered was because we bounced off the 200. Okay, and I noticed that every time that this thing bounces off the 200, you get a $5 move. From here to here was $5. From here to here was $5. And I saw that bounce and I took the trade. Now, it hasn't been like the most successful thing quite yet because it kind of went up and then it's just going sideways, and I'm not really up a ton of money on it yet, but I'm in at the bottom, I'll tell you that much. And my stop is right below here. Okay, it's right below the 200. It's pretty much on it. So as long as if it comes down here, I'm down. Okay, but if it goes up, dude, that risk reward is sick. You know what I mean? So I'm just gonna tell you, like, well, I just did tell you I'm in Palantir. I bought at the 200, and I put my stop right here. And I would say, like, you could either put it in your wheelhouse, which if you don't know what that means your watch list, or you could just get into this thing. But let's take a deeper look, because I know, because I've been looking at Palantir all day, I know that Palantir is not perfect, okay? It's just not perfect. But I love the fact that it validated a bottom. Okay. Palantir. I've been in Palantir. I know a lot about this one because I caught this whole thing. I got out. I caught this whole thing. I got out. I caught this whole thing, and I just got right back in. I actually talked about this in another video. So this long trend right here, it's flirting with, okay, and it actually is flirting with that 200. So this is hopefully the bottom right here, because if we don't start catching some green days and we fall through this line, this could get dangerous, guys. But look, we're still blue, but it's turning. This one's red. We broke down. Look how we broke out, and we broke down back into it and through it and down through a support and the 200, and now we're at the macro. This is for some high risk people. Look, if you know how to put your stop, and you're just, you can go down $1, but you might go up, $5, $6, $7, $8, $9, and you're looking at a 9-to-1. Maybe the risk is worth it. For me, it is, because I'm really like diligent with my stops, and I know that that's probably the bottom, because I've seen this thing play out many times. Look, it's 1 touch, 2 touch. That's actually 2. You got 3, 4, 5, 6. This is kind of a breakthrough, so you give it a 7, 8, and then the beginning where they're all bunched up. So 9 times this thing has acted as support. So I'm pretty like confident that it's going to hold. But if it doesn't, I lose a little money. I tend to buy anywhere from 1 to 4,000 shares of Palantir is how I do it. And what I do is I do it in usually 4 increments. Okay, so I'll do, like, let's say it's 4,000 as an example. Right here, I'll buy 1,000, and then when it gets a little bit over, like let's see if we can find something for you. So I hit it, I'll buy, and when it gets over this line right here, I'll buy another 1,000. And then when it gets over this, I'll buy another 1,000. And then when it does a swing and it gets past over here, more like over here, I'll buy another 1,000. I'll scale in, and then what I'll do is I'll do the exact opposite. Okay, so I will either run it as a swing if I can, moving stops up, or I will, if it gets hairy. If it starts getting real hairy, like it gets rejected off this, boom, then what I'm going to do is I'm gonna trim out 25%, and then I'm going to see if it bounces. And if it doesn't bounce and it falls, I'm gonna probably cut. So I scale in and I scale out. So if it were to, let's say it were to scale in, and a breakthrough here, I'd actually scale in again. Okay, I'm just rolling up my position size into it. This little trick, maximize your money. All right, so that's it. We did all the charts, and I'm sorry if I ramble and babble. I'm a little nuts sometimes. It's just my personality, quite a character. People like me, I'm fun. So yeah, let's leave it there, and do me a favor, guys, hit the like and hit the subscribe, and hit the little all button so you get the notifications. And again, if you need help with Webull, click the little link, grab your free shares in your Shiba. If you want me to do any charts or do a specific video, put that in the comments. And I want to build a really cool community. We're doing a Patreon, we're doing a Discord, and I want to actually link up with other Discords and other communities that I'm in that I really respect and like a lot, and kind of make it one big happy family. So yeah, that being said, welcome to the wheelhouse. Thank you very much.